guys, it's been a little while. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hotline Media. Today we're going to have another episode of the Phillies Hotline. It's certainly been a while. There's been a lack of voicemails and a lack of activity coming in here. And I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please don't engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. If you'd like to be on the Phillies Hotline, please call 267-225-3392 and wait to hear the tone and then state your question or opinion about any Phillies topic. Please state your name and where you're calling from. General location. If you're not comfortable calling the number, you can email me a voice memo to phillieshotlinemedia@gmail.com. If you do not want your voice appearing on the show, you can text in a question or opinion to 267-225-3392. The same rules apply to state your name, your question, and your opinion, and where you're from, a precise location. You could also DM me on Instagram at Phillies Hotline Media and at Harbor Fanatics. And you could also DM me on Twitter as well at photline. Any further ado, let's get into this hotline as we pick up the voicemail of the day, Bob from New Jersey. So let's go take a look at what he has to say.
Hello, my name is Bob, and I'm from New Jersey, and I just wanted to say that I've reached a boiling point with this offense because anyone can hit home runs nowadays, but it takes a truly great team to hit with runners in scoring position, and they just cannot do that, and it's not good because their team was built on offense. So if that fails, then the whole team fails because that's what they were built on. So those are my thoughts.
I certainly agree with what you're saying. I mean, home run teams certainly can be a problem. We've seen that the past, few seasons with the New York Yankees, a team that, has had a really good regular season. When they get to the playoffs, they just can't really go anywhere because they just are a home run team, right? They strike out a lot, and all they do is just hit home runs. And I totally agree with the fact that we are just absolutely awful with runner scoring position. You see, JT Muto, a guy who's never been good with runner scoring position, but this Phillies team certainly wastes opportunity after opportunity when there are ducks in the pond, and there's an opportunity, to score some runs. We never really seem to get the job done, and of course, very rarely, on a few exceptions, do we ever get the job done, right? So, it's certainly frustrating to watch, and I agree that this offense certainly is built around the long ball, right? With Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins when he wants to hit home runs, I guess you could say. I mean, this is certainly a power hitting club, and they definitely rely on the long ball, quite a bit, and that could certainly be a bit of a problem. So they're just doing the little things right. I mean, very rarely do we ever see any bunt attempts, not just on this team, but around baseball anymore. They just don't really do the little things right. Very rarely do you ever see some sac flies. It's very, very, frustrating to watch. The potential's there. You know that the potential is there. So that was our only voicemail of the day. As we now go to Jacob Steinberg on Instagram. And this question was asked almost a month ago. I still think it's a relevant question. He asks, I'm Jacob from outside of Philly, and my question is, do you think that we need to make a trade? Like for Kiermaier on the Rays or Ketel Marte? Or to Luis Castillo or Frankie Montas? Thanks. I think we need to at least consider, especially with Luis Castillo. I mean, I've always, that's the name that I've always really, really liked, and I've always wanted the Phillies to kind of, look into him. When it comes to Ketel Marte and Kevin Kiermaier, I don't see it happening. Of course, Ketel Marte would be wonderful. I don't really like Kevin Kiermaier that much. I mean, I understand he's a excellent defender, but he's just a terrible offensive player. I understand, yes, offense isn't everything. We clearly see that with this team. I think about how many games we've lost due to our poor defense. That's an argument you could certainly bring up. I mean, this defense certainly could be abysmal at times. We've seen it. Defense is just terrible. It's one of the worst in baseball, and it's something we knew going into the season. So it certainly would be nice to have a guy in center field that we know can play defense. So I agree with you on that. But I just don't, the Phillies have talked about that with the Rays before, and the Rays asking price is certainly too high. It's something they shouldn't do. It's something that they shouldn't do for, the price that they're asking for Kevin Kiermaier. I mean, it's not even really that much of a question. Ketel Marte would be wonderful, but I just don't see that happening. With Luis Castillo, that would just be amazing. We're, about a little under 2 months away from the trade deadline. I think that the Phillies certainly need to go after bullpen help again. I do think we need to go out and trade for a guy that can play the middle infield. I do. I think we need another bench piece. I think that's something that we really need. I'm not saying we have to go out and trade for this specific player, but a guy like Cesar Hernandez, he was a switch hitter. I understand his OPS is like, what is it, around like 640 something? It's terrible. But almost like another Johan Camargo, guy that plays good defense, can hit the ball a little bit. So we definitely need another middle infielder, especially with the injury problems with Didi and Gene. I do think that this team does need a middle infielder in there. But I don't know. I'd love to see us maybe go out and get another starter, kind of a 4 or 5 starter. So there's certainly a lot of moves I'd love to see this team make. I mean, not too much, not too drastic, but we certainly need more help in the bullpen. And to go to our second to last question here, it's another typed question that was sent to 267-225-3292 and the hotline number. And this was right after the Phillies fired Joe Girardi, as this comes from Colin from Middletown, Pennsylvania, and he is asking, what do you think the Phillies will do now that Girardi is gone, and do you think that Rob Thompson will manage just like Joe Girardi? Certainly have something I discussed a little bit before, but I'll talk about it again since the question came up. I do think that now with Joe Girardi gone, I think the Phillies will have a different voice, and you've already seen that already in the 3-game sweep over the Los Angeles Angels. We're showing a little bit more fight. We're looking like more having fun out there. Something we haven't seen in some time. I do think that Girardi did somewhat lose the team a little bit. I think he kind of lost his touch with some of the players. I think he started to kind of lose his voice a little bit, and I do think that was an issue that certainly wasn't very good for this Phillies team, right? I mean, certainly not something you want to see. So I agree with those that say that the voice, Joe Girardi's voice is starting to kind of get a little bit dim, in the players' eyes. Rob Thompson isn't any different than Joe Girardi. I mean, not very different. Of course, he does value young talent a little bit more. You see he's starting to play, Mickey Moniak, Bryson Stott on a pretty regular basis. That was one of the biggest criticisms of Joe Girardi, that he did not value young talent, that he didn't really want to play young talent. Certainly that's one difference you could take out of Rob Thompson. But Rob Thompson and Joe Girardi worked with each other for 15 years. They're exact proteges of each other, essentially. So not really much is different between the two guys. We got another question here. This was in a DM. This person wanted to be anonymous, and they asked, Harper having another MVP season, do you see him winning it again? He's certainly putting up the numbers, right? 1,000 OPS. The RBIs are clearly there at 40. 13 home runs, an average way over 300 now. His OBP is starting to get a little bit higher now, almost, creeping back at 400. Of course, it's not anywhere near there yet, but it's creeping. It's right around like 375 to get the OBP up above 400. But, he's certainly having another MVP season, no question about it. But one thing that is hurting him a little bit is the fact that he's been DHing, right? It's a little bit harder for a guy to win MVP when he is DHing on a consistent basis like he has been. So that's certainly not helping his chances. He needs to go out there and be playing right field, right? He needs to go out there and play right field. You can't just be a designated hitter and just win MVP. That's not how it works. And of course, he is a right fielder because for obvious reasons he's not able to play right field right now due to the torn UCL. So he'll be fine. Eventually he'll get back out there. But if he can get back out there, let's say in a month from now, which hopefully he can, then I certainly think he'll win the award, right? He's going to have, the rest of July, August, and September to, be playing every day out in right field, essentially, right? Of course, maybe rarely you might see him, DH, but if he's out there, on a consistent basis, almost every single day, that certainly will help his chances. But he's certainly doing it at the plate. He's certainly doing it at the plate. This guy is just a machine. I totally agree with what you've been saying. He's having an MVP season, no question about it. Thank you guys so much for another episode of Phillies Hotline. If you'd like to call in, as I said before, 267-225-3292. Leave a voicemail, wait to hear the tone. And, don't want to call the number, just send the voicemail to phillieshandsmedia@gmail.com, right under the voice memo. And I can just get it there. If you want to type it out, 267-225-3292, text it to 267-225-3292, and you can also DM me, Phillies Media, Harper Fanatics on Instagram, all in the description section. So it's not really that hard to find. DM me Twitter @Media. So it's pretty simple. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section @Phillies Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter @Media. Card text 267-225-3292. Email me, philliesmedia@gmail.com. 8-10 the first pitch tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. Rangers Suarez 4-3. They 4.69 ERA going against Alexander from Milwaukee. He doesn't have a winner loss this year. 2.57 ERA. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm leaving. I'll talk to you. Let's go Phillies. See you.